Welcome to the Second Win Boxing Meeting. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside,
it's your boy Caesar Fantastic.
well, today, man, we got a very special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I came up through many eras in boxing. I'm talking Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, there's many others, man, out there that I can name, man, that was great amateurs. But we currently have on the line with us, in my opinion, one of the greatest amateurs I've ever saw in my life, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we have no other than Ricardo Williams Jr. How's it going, brother?
Man, it's a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me, man. Everything going good, man. What's up with you?
Chilling, brother, man. It's an honor to have you on here, man. Man, we go back to 1992. That's the first time I saw you, man, in the National Silver Gloves, man.
Yeah, we had a long run. It's been a long time for sure, man.
Yes, indeed, brother, man. It's been a long time, but one thing for certain, two things for sure, man. It was always mutual respect, man. On, you know what I'm saying? We always, I mean, if we wasn't fighting each other, you would have thought we from the same town. That's how tight we was, man, back then, man.
Sure, it's got to be mutual respect, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, lions respect lions. You know what I'm saying?
That's real talk, brother.
Yeah. And one thing we always knew, like when we fought a guy from D.C., it's just like, when somebody find out they got to fight somebody from Cincinnati, Ohio, you in for a fight. You know
yes, indeed, man. That's facts.
And before we got to read the thing, we used to always say, damn, I got to fight one of them dudes with them big ass socks. You know, I used to wear the drop socks.
Drop socks, yeah.
So I always knew if I got to fight one of them little dudes with them big ass socks on, man, them dudes hit hard. They could fight too, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed, man. That's a fact, man.
The drop socks.
The drop socks. Yeah. Hey, brother.
That's what we said in Cincinnati, man. You got to fight one of them dudes with them big ass socks.
Yes, indeed, man.
Drop socks and New Balance.
New Balance, you already know, man. That's the code,
yeah.
man. That was the code for sure. Hey, brother, when did you start boxing, man?
And I started boxing around 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? Pops, he had it all mapped out for me. You know, I got 3 sisters. I'm the only boy. So, you know what I mean? Plus, I'm the baby, you know what I mean? So my mom always said that I'm his last chance. You think she wouldn't have it no more after me. So, you know what I mean? He got his wish. And, he always had it from me. When I came home from the hospital, my mama got pictures. He made some weights out of pennies and tape. He used to put them on my wrist. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
He already, he had it. Yeah, he had it all mapped out for me, man. And, he let me, wiggle through other sports to find out what I wanted to do myself. You know what I mean? I played football first. That's my first love, football. And then baseball. I never could really hoop. But, like when I come home, what made me, stick to boxing is when I would play like football games. After the games, you walk through the hood. You know what I'm saying? The person be like, y'all win today? You'd be like, nah, man, I came through an interception. You know what I'm saying? Or nah, man, Tony dropped the ball. So I got tired of being able to put the blame on other people. I wanted to participate in the sport where I get all the shine. I ain't got to blame nobody. But also when you lose in the sport, you get all the blame too. So I fell in love with that feeling.
Yes, indeed, man. I remember you, man, in 92, man. You and my brother stepped in the ring in the Nationals, man, and we looked and when we saw you, man, you had back then, I think you wore like black and gold. And you had your haircut used to be like a little swirl. Back then, your Ohio fighters used to have like a little swirl haircut, like where the hairlines. I mean, it was like a swirl. You know what I'm talking about? You remember that?
Yeah, but hey, and I'm gonna stop you right there because hey, for all the people that's listening, he got to know me from way back in the day because he's talking about before I had braids.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, man. Yeah. Like the dude say, man, we go back like British Knights and Playboys, man, back in the days, man. Still, man. But yeah, man, I remember that tournament, right? what was your motivation, man, for you to have the determination that you had? And that not want to lose attitude, man. Not only I'm mentioning my brother, you had guys that from DC, Spencer Harsley. You fought this guy. My father was before my father passed in 2012. Up until then, we always still talked about. You fought this Mexican dude, right? I think he won like 5 or 6 nationals, just like yourself, 4 or 5 of them. And my father was.
Shout out to Miguel Espino. That's my man.
Yes, indeed, man. Listen, literally, the brothers was rooting for Ricardo on one end. My Mexican brothers was on the other end rooting for that brother, man. You talking about one of the most electrifying fights you ever see. I'm talking kids. We was kids.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kids, but it was, man, listen, you talking chess match. I wish if the streets ain't got a hold of half of them dudes, that would have been the best boxing class that would have ever boxed. I'm trying to tell you what I know.
Man.
But yeah, man, what was that? What was that motivation to make you to make you have that no lose attitude, man?
And it was my pops, man. It was my pops. I give everything to my pops, man. All that credit go to him. You know, it's the way he raised me, man. Like a little, like, you know, he just made it understood at a young age. If you know what I'm saying, if this is what you're gonna do, you're gonna have to put your all into it. So you can get hurt doing this. You know what I mean? You got to eat, sleep, and shit boxing, man.
Yes, indeed.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to eat, sleep, and shit it. And like, and you know, my father's an artist, so you know what I mean. That's where my style, like my whole boxing style, came from. You know what I'm saying? The artist, like, if he wanted to be art. I mean, hit, not get hit. He did everything from train me to get the outfits that you made, the black and gold outfit that you needed, you know what I'm saying? He did everything, but you know, he just instilled that in me, man, from a young age, man, that you got to train hard, you got to be on top of your game at all times, because you know, boxing ain't a game. Well, boxing ain't a game, but it ain't the type of sport where we can lose 5 or 6 times and still make it to the Super Bowl. You feel me?
Yep.
Yeah, you can't lose, you know, 25 games, still make it to the NBA championship. Not in this, you know what I'm saying?
That's real talk.
You hear a lot of people say, like, you know, and one of the main things is he always say, like, you might hear Bo Jackson say, I play football. You might hear Michael Jordan say, I play basketball, but you ain't never heard Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali say, I play boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed, man.
It's not a game.
Listen,
not a game, so.
I had a conversation with Gerald Tucker, man, who's now currently Floyd Mayweather's trainer, and Adrian Brown, as well as Clarissa Shields. And he talked about how you motivated him to get in the gym, man. Explain how that went down, man. How, because he said y'all was from the same projects, and he just saw you kept coming home with trophies. He was like, I got to do that. Explain that relationship, man, with Gerald, man, about Gerald.
Yeah, well, for those who don't know about who don't know this about Gerald, like, he probably could have went to the major baseball. You know what I mean? Professional baseball. You know what I mean? He was good in baseball, shortstop. You know what I mean? And you know, he said he wanted to box. So at the time, I told him, I said, you know, come, you know, holler at me tomorrow morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna go running. We're gonna start from there. I wasn't thinking he was gonna show up. It was maybe like 6 o'clock. My mama woke me up. Get up, Rick. You know how this boy come to the house? Get up. You know what I mean? So we go to the house, and once I had to get up, I purposely like took him on the longest trail I could take him, the highest hills in the city. You know what I mean? And I'm running at my top speed, and I look right there. He's right there with me. You know what I mean? And it's like from that day on, everything that he saw from me and my pop, he soaked it in like a sponge, man. I'm talking about when it comes to boxing, man, he might have learned the game quicker than anybody I know. And that's what make him like a good trainer, man. He's a sponge. You know, he went to the Olympic trials with like 5 or 6 fights.
Yep.
In 96.
You know what's crazy, man? Brother, I remember he was in the JOs in the box off with us, right, in Colorado. And I was like, Gerald, how many fights you got? Gerald was like, I had 4 fights. I said, how the hell you got 4 fights? You made it to the championship. God damn.
I'm telling you, man. That was like, you know, besides me, that was my daddy's project right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, man,
Yeah,
I
I mean, that's
remember
my
your
daddy's project.
I remember your father, man. Your father was like a scientist when it came to this boxing game, man, for sure, man.
Man, yeah, that's his artistic side, man. You know what I mean? And you know, he used to fight himself, you know, back in the day. But he said, you know, they weren't paying like they paying nowadays. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know, and he had my sister, so you know, he had to find something else to do. Which you know, he's an artist, and you know, he paint portraits. You know what I mean? Draw portraits. You know, paint houses and all that. You know what I mean? So he made good money from that. And you know what I mean? He put all his knowledge into me.
So, man, you Cincinnati, man. Listen, like I see all these young fighters now, right? That come out of Cincinnati, like Adrian, Rasheed Warren, and you got Duke. I mean, I could go all the way back. I remember when Earn Pride used to be with y'all, right? Literally, right? So, because I had a friend who mentioned to me about Earn Pride. I didn't know nothing about Earn Pride before '93, because you know you were younger. So, but when we met when we went to Ohio State Fair, it was you, him, your father, Earn Pride walking the door. I know you was motivated by you know what I'm saying the boxing career, Earn Pride. Now that you know when you did your thing, are you considered, in your opinion, have gave that same motivation to the Dukes, to Rasheed Warren and Adrian Broner and all these younger fighters, man?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. You know, they shot me out. They pay homage. You know what I mean? And like I grew up. I mean, where them guys grew up around me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like you know, it's a lot of fighters. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna put no specific names. It's a lot of fighters that I really want to like be a part of their camp to help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I remember myself, like, you know, being younger, and I remember like hearing other coaches be like have, you know, coaches like steel fighters, or they just pressed up in their camp. You know what I mean? So I'd rather wait, you know what I mean, till I'm asked, you know what I mean? But, you know, I do have conversations with, you know, certain fighters in Cincinnati. I give them pointers from here to there. You know what I'm saying? Let them know if they, you know what I'm saying, if they're doing something. Now, like, if they're doing something wild, you know what I mean? I call them, you know, try to check them. You know what I'm saying? Try to put it, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? If they're going through something, I mean, you know, I'm gonna be that big brother. You know what I'm saying? That they can call and talk to.
Yes, indeed, man.
But yeah, but most definitely, like I feel like, you know, a lot of guys, you know, respect what I've done. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to boxing.
Yes, indeed,
You know what I mean?
man.
'Cause I took it serious, and they know my father. They know how serious we take the game, and you know, so I think that went through us to a lot of the fighters in the city.
Man, Ohio, just you know what I'm saying, I could just say Cincinnati alone, man. Y'all had some special gifts. What is it about Cincinnati, man, that creates that talent like it does, man? What is it? What is it about that town, man?
Man, it's something in the water, man. And one thing about my city, man, we don't like to be embarrassed at all. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't like to be embarrassed at all. You know what I mean? And if you catch any one of us, you know, in a one-on-one sports like boxing, it kind of mano a mano, man. We don't like to be embarrassed, so you know, we're gonna do what it takes not to get embarrassed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed,
and that's
man.
another thing my father, you know, always, you know, instilled in me, man. When it comes to boxing, you gotta do shit that other boxers don't want to do. That's what's gonna make you special. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of boxers, they don't like getting up in the morning, running their mouths. You know what I'm saying? Or putting the extra rounds in training. You know what I mean? They just want to get in, get a simple method in, and you know what I mean, take their ass home.
Yes, indeed, man. My brother C's got a few questions he want to ask you himself, man.
All right.
No doubt,
First one get from Lou in the chat. He said, "Who was your toughest amateur opponent?"
My toughest amateur opponent, I have to say, Miguel Cotto. We fought twice. And then when I went to the Olympics, for sure, the Cuban. You know, that was the most punches I think I ever threw in a fight. We had the highest Olympic score in history. The score was like 42-41.
See? All right. And then talking about the Olympics, coming out, you was labeled as like future star, like, you know, this next big thing, like, you know what I mean? What kind of pressure was that you know that was placed on you coming out?
Man, You know, the funny thing about it, in '98, I was 16. I won the gold medal with the Goodwill Gang, and like from like '98 to like '99, like I had like that's when the hype was on me. Then we had the World Championship in '99, and I lost like the second night in the World Championship. Then it's like all the attention shifted from me to like guys like Brian Valoria, Rocky Juarez, you know, other guys like Michael Bennett. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, they had an article in Sports Illustrated, and they had like those guys like Brian Valoria, like painted in gold, his whole body spray painted in gold. Then on the next page, they had like who was expected to medal. And I wasn't even expected to medal. And like then that's when I got another fire in me to try that much harder because I felt disrespected and embarrassed. You know what I mean?
All right. Here's another question from the chat. Radel Booker. He said, ask you about Ebo Elder.
Shout out to Ricardo Booker, man. He's a heavyweight from Detroit, man. He's a heavyweight from Detroit. Yeah, me and Ebo Elder, man, we fought like 10 times, man. Maybe more than that. Fought like 10 or 12 times. Like, you know what I mean? I won every one of them, but he was there, though. You know what I'm saying? He was there like every time I got in the championship. Yeah, here you go. You know what I mean? They put him in one bracket, they put me in another bracket, and we'd get through the brackets, and we'd always meet up. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. We was even sparring partners one time in the amateur. You know, got ready for the Goodwill Games. He was like matter of fact, we had two people that can go to the Goodwill Games from the U.S. Me and Ebo, and we was just sparring partners, and we probably would have had to fight if he wouldn't have lost out.
Oh, Ebo Elders, man. Ebo fought two of the POW Nationals, man, in '95.
Ebo
was a problem.
Ebo was rough as they come.
It wasn't he, man. God damn, Ebo, you can hit him with a chair. He's still coming at you, man. Yes, indeed. Shout out to them, man. That's that Georgia crew, man. Him, I remember Jacob Hudson and Frank Durst. Man, what's his name? It was one of them, slick ones too. Slick fighter. What's my guy name? Damn, it'll come to me, man. Brandon Mitchell. He was a bad boy too, man.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But
you mentioned
that was a hell of a time.
Yes, indeed, man. The best times, man.
I was about to get into that. Like you mentioned Rocky Juarez, and you know, you was on the team with him, Jermaine Taylor, Jeff Lacey, all them. What was that experience like with, you know, y'all as a team out there?
Man, what was crazy is our shout out to Dante Craig. He's from Cincinnati. He was
yes, indeed.
He was the 140. He was a welterweight. He's also from Cincinnati, but he had broke his hands in the qualifier. So with him not being there, that made me have to roommate with Jermaine. And at the time, I didn't like Jermaine Taylor. Well, not that I didn't like him, he was just so country at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. He was just so country at the time, like the way he dressed, this, that, and the third, and he was just real country, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the city, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was telling the coaches, man, I don't want to be in a room with him. Put me in a room with somebody else instead of third. You know, like, Lord behold, man, like he became like one of my best friends, you know what I mean, in the world. You know what I mean? I named my son after him and everything. He named his son after me. You know
That's what's up.
My son named So like, it's just like it's like a hell of an experience, man. You know what I'm saying? Hell of an experience all the way around, man. Those guys, like, you know, the guys that you wouldn't think you would even get along with. You know what I'm saying? You'd be the best friends with.
Yes, indeed, man. I remember, man. Ricardo, I called y'all. I think I called Clarence Vincent on the phone when y'all was getting ready for that joint. And I talked to you. I was able to talk to you. I was able to talk to Jermaine and a few other guys, man, that was in there. But, man, I was so like, man, you know how you ever, if you know somebody that ever stayed back in school that missed their crew, that's how I felt, man. Like, damn, that's my squad. I know I would have been on that team. You know what I'm saying? But I was happy for y'all, though, man, in spite of, man, me, you know, walking away early from the game. I was still happy to see my homies, man, fulfill their dreams, man.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. That's like, one thing about me, winning like a lot of amateur tournaments before the Olympics. You know what I mean? And taking the game so serious is when I got to the Olympics. One thing I did, like a lot of people don't know, you know how they had like the opening ceremonies, like the festivities, where they had athletes dress the athletes up, give them the hats and the blazers, and you get to walk around the track with the other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stayed at the Olympic Village. I stayed at the crib. You know what I mean? I ain't even go to. I ain't participated in none of that. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of that shit. Like it ain't strike my interest. Like I knew what I was there for. You
Yes,
know what I'm saying?
indeed.
And I think that's how I was able to get to the highest point to get in the game.
That's real talk, man. Like people don't understand like the focus. You got to be so laser focused with stuff like that. That symbolic stuff don't mean nothing, especially for boxers. We got to be locked in and focused and dedicated, man. So I understand what the reason for that, brother.
I got a quick story. I'm gonna tell you guys how focused I was, and I wish this was one of the times that I wouldn't have been so focused because I could have had a cool friend right now. So, when you go to the Olympics, everybody got the same color sweatsuits from different countries, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you recognize them from the United States or from wherever. So they got like a cafeteria with so much food, from all these different countries, and it's all free. So when we go down there, we catch the bus down there, we eat, on our way back. When we getting off the bus, we see two girls going in, two black girls going in. They're like, hey, y'all from United States, this and third. Like, yeah, come eat with us. A couple of guys went back and ate. I was like, man, I'm tired. I'm going back to the room. Turned out them girls were Serena Venus Williams. You hear me? That's crazy. This was back when they had the Tourette's and all that in their hair. You hear me?
Yes, indeed. But then people don't understand that laser focus, man. Hey, man, my brother's on here, man. Hakeem, man. He's on the chat, right? He said, man, and I mentioned this to you off air, man. He said, ask him about, man, the time that you caught him with the hook off the opening bell, man. He still remember.
I don't remember that. Man.
He said it.
I remember trying to keep him off my ass.
Listen, man, it was a chess match between y'all, man. Every time y'all fought, man, it was boxing on another level, man. I really enjoyed them days, man.
Yeah, we were fortunate, man. We was fortunate to have our fathers in our life, man. And anytime you got dedicated fathers like that, it's gonna be when their kids get in there, it's gonna be a chess match. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean? Their kids gonna automatically be students of the game. The kids gonna come up around it their whole life, so it's gonna be, it ain't on them, it's in them.
Yes, indeed. That's facts, man. But I tell people all the time, man. Listen, I've been through many eras. I mean, I bear witness to Floyd Mayweather as an amateur. That was in my time frame as well, because I'm about 2 years older than you and Hakeem. So Floyd about 2 older than me. But like I tell people, man, Ricardo had a different gear that nobody had in boxing at that time. It was a different gear. I mean, we had elite fighters come out of here. He would find a way to beat them. I'm talking like me and Spencer Harsley 4 or 5 times. I beat him all 5, but still, Spencer would go out of the Nationals and knock everybody out.
Ricardo, I'll knock him out, man.
What you say?
I said knock him out. He hit me one of the hardest times I ever been hit, bro.
Wow.
I was probably like 11 years old. Now I'm 41. I still remember that.
Wow. Yeah, he can hit, man. He can hit, man.
I still remember that shit. Yeah, first punch he hit, right? My mouthpiece is red. I went back to the corner like, damn, I got to get on this bike. You hear me?
Yes, indeed. And see, people don't understand, like, my brother, he won the 95 Nationals. I think Spencer won 94. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like that. That's what I be telling people. These back in our days, we wasn't ducking no wreck. And we didn't care how many Nationals another person won. If they won 2, 3, that didn't matter. I remember watching these young guys fight now. They'll say they got the flu or something to get out the fights now, man. Back then, you talking multiple nationals. Like he beat both of our DC guys who both won nationals. Like I say, he had a gear that most amateur fighters didn't have. And man, in my opinion, one of the greatest amateur boxers I ever saw in my life. I'm gonna run with that one, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, but a lot of kids ain't taking the game the same way we took it. Social media got the boxing game fucked up too. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
real talk, man. I was telling somebody. I was saying, man, if we had social media back, you thought we was gods, man.
I'm telling you, man. That's great.
Yes, indeed, man. It's a couple of people in here got some questions, man. It's some guy. He was just saying like downtown shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess one of the homies from downtown.
New Life Fitness.
Fitness. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And
yes,
Del
indeed.
Rico.
Down the way in the field to Cincinnati, man.
And Del Rico asked him about how he beat the Mexican in Kansas City when he was a little under the weather for the championship, Silver Glove.
Wow.
That's the fight. That's the fight you were talking about.
Exactly. That's the one I was talking about. Yes, indeed. That was that fight right there. I think one of the greatest amateur fights. I'm talking about Silver Glove fights, junior fights you're gonna ever see. Multiple nationals on both ends.
Man, next time I go up to Cincinnati, my daddy got all of them. They still on VCR.
Hey man, you got to bring.
World with a VCR still works.
Oh, for real?
but he been telling me to come up there so we can get him transferred. But he got that one on tape for sure. I'm almost definitely.
We got to
send it to you.
Please do, man. I got to show the people that they going. You know what I'm saying? These youngers can learn a lot from that stuff, man. Like pure boxing back then, man. Pure boxing. Talking from a JO level. It was like no other, man.
Sure, man. Sure.
Well, what's your take on the state of amateur boxing now? Like, as far as like the Olympics and them threatening the Olympics and just the state of amateur boxing in general.
And it's different, That's why like I say, it's just a lot different. It ain't really too much I can really speak on the amateurs because like I don't really go to the amateur fights. If I like see it like a kid, I might go every now and then to see a kid who I know really got something. But until my son, I'm training my son right now. He's 22. I'm training him right now until he gets to fighting on a regular, and I start really going back around. But I just know this is different, man. It's different. I know like a lot of belts being passed around, and it's a lot different, man. I guess I'm an old man now.
It is different, brother, man. I feel the same way you do. But you they now have they don't use headgears. How you feel about the fact that they took the headgears off?
Man, that's what kind of messed it up. Because like it kind of messed it up because if you're gonna do that, then you might as well pay the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Turn pro. You know what I mean? Because they basically pros, and then you at a certain level of the amateur boxing circuit where you ain't fighting nothing but the cream of the crop. So you're really professional without no headgear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true statement. They got it where if you don't have cut mans, so if you get cut, they stop the fight automatically. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So you mean to tell me if I'm in the semifinals and I get cut, but I'm winning the fight, and I just get headbutted, and I'm winning the fight, which that probably the headgear probably could have prevented that cut. I can't even go to the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's wild. It's like a setup to me. Sounds like, man, especially for the American fighters, man, because we fight a little different. They hold their hands up over Europe and all that. We hold our hands up too, but they fight different. So I think this whole thing a setup for the European countries, in my opinion.
I think they need to focus on like when it comes to the amateur program. What you just said, like more the style, the Olympic style. you know what I mean, how to win an Olympic style fighting more than like preparing for the professionals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It make total
You know
sense,
what I mean?
man.
Like, yeah, because like the other countries, you know what I mean, it's like they're better prepared for the point system. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are. They are. That's why the medaling was been dwindling over the past years because of that, like you say, that amateur style, man. You know, those European, those what is guys over there from Ukraine and stuff like that, they strictly preparing just for the Olympics. They ain't worrying about nothing else but that style of fighting. So yeah, man, you got a point there, man. You got a pure point, man. So man, your professional career, man, what was the difference in your opinion from when you did turn pro? How did you adapt to that situation?
Well, my professor, everything was cool, and I think my after I lost my first professional fight, and I seen like the business side of the sport, I think that's where kind of really gave me like some disgust with the sport. Like the first time I ever like, damn, like this shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not this shit ain't cool, but like the business side of fuck up. What a person really was born to do. You know what I mean? What a person like doing. You know what I'm saying? When the business is involved. So.
Man, I hear
that's pretty much. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, I hear
Go
that.
ahead.
I hear that same complaint from all of the soldiers, man, that been in this game, man. That when they crossed over to, my father used to warn us all the time, man. Like when he would come from the pro fights, he'd be like, Rashid Hakeem, I don't want y'all doing this, man. I don't want y'all going pro, man, because those same guys that smile in your face in the amateur, they are totally different people in the professionals. They ain't the same people when that money's involved. So, right?
Yeah, well, see, my pops, you know what I'm saying? He didn't really get to make it to the level that I did. So he was kind of like inexperienced. We both was inexperienced, but the love in his heart that he had for me, you know what I'm saying, made put him on the even playing field because he wasn't going for nothing. Like his inexperience, you know what I mean? The love took over the experience, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm hip. Yeah, I'm hip, man.
He wasn't going for nothing. So he wasn't going for nothing when it came to me. So we were still with his inexperience, we were still able to be put in the best position.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of those guys don't like to see parents, trainers, because they know they're gonna protect as best as they can.
Yeah.
So they be afraid of that. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh Lord, here come a father training group. In actuality, that's that the father's there to protect his child from bullshit. So
Shots.
But when it came to that aspect, so you know what I mean, my pop, he gonna throw me in that water and see if I can swim though.
Yeah, I'm hip.
Yeah,
I'm hip. Yeah. I'm hip, man. So it's a brother named Eastside D.
Eastside D.
He's asking a question. Go ahead, John.
He said he hit me with a left hand so hard I thought my nose was flattened to my face. LOL. I had to ask my coach if I was okay. We was 11.
I wonder who that is. Hey, what's your real name, brother, so you can know who you are, man?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, indeed, man. You got a lot of love on here, man. A lot of fighters on here too, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. For sure, man.
Yes, indeed, man. So you moved to Houston. You left. You moved to Houston, man. What made you make that move down there, brother?
Man, to be honest, I didn't even want to move down here. It was suggested by my manager, Jay Prince.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And he just wanted me to get like a different, scenery, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And at first, to be honest, I didn't want to come down here, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I said, I'm from the city. And like I'm from the city, so, when you hear Houston, Texas, you think it's going to be all horses or some hee-haw type of town,
Yeah.
Real country, you know?
Yes, indeed.
He told me like, man, come down there, give me like 2 weeks. Give me like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, you can go back. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? If you like it, stay. And I ain't been back since. I can't.
Yes, indeed.
I ain't been back since.
Man,
most definitely ain't no he hot type of town.
Nah, hey, we trying to get down. To be honest,
I hear that story all the time. I'm like, man, look, let me sign me up. I might have to
we trying to get down there, man. Because all my homies I know that's from DC never come back. They stay down there too, man.
Yeah.
Never come back, man. It's something about down there, man, that make people stay down that joint, man.
It's a beautiful place, man. You know what I mean? I got
Yes, indeed, man. So, how was that relationship, man? How did getting with Jay Prince?
I got a beautiful relationship with Jay Prince, man. You know what I mean? Give me all the advice I need. You know what I'm saying? I never had a problem with him. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Hands down, good dude, man. And you know what I mean? He moved me and the family down here. And you know what I mean? Anything I ever needed, man, he came through for me, man. And if I ever need to talk, anything, man, he there for me.
That's what's up, brother, man. That's what's up, man.
And good, beautiful person inside and out.
You got any more questions for him, Sean?
Just some random basic ones. Any fighters you looking at now? Any fighters you enjoy watching?
I most definitely enjoy Terrence Crawford and Boots.
Boots bad boy.
Boots.
Yeah, Boots a bad boy.
Boots.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And,
Boots can go.
AB. Yeah, AB.
AB.
Well, I like Rashid Duke. I like to see all the home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm one of them hometown supporters. So I like to see all of them, of course.
Yes, indeed.
But other fighters Boots, the Charlo twins. I've been watching. I've been watching a lot of guys. And as long as you got some talent, I'm gonna watch the support. You know what I'm saying?
And last, I want to know, man, you think any of these big fights ever gonna happen? We've been geeking.
Oh no, man! I don't know. But let me shoot at you before you shoot at me. Who do you think gonna win between Errol and Terrence?
Hey man, I like Terrence Crawford, man. It's I've been debating with people, man. I think Terrence has got more. He does something different. He reminds me of the old days, man.
Yeah. I'm going with Bud too, but you know what I'm saying? If Terrence don't fight the right fight.
Oh, that's true shit too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking if Terrence stay inside.
I heard Terrence in the interview say that he ain't gonna box, he gonna step to him.
Oh nah, that's not gonna work. Hell no.
One thing about Earl, you know what I mean? This big shark, that's the megalodon now.
That's real shit, man. I don't think it ain't gonna work in the pocket. He ain't gonna be able to stay there and go toe to toe with him. He better. That's not gonna work at all. One thing about it, I'm a big Earl fan. Will make it so crazy.
I am too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a big Earl fan, but it's just something about Crawford. He got so many weapons, in my opinion, man. Overall, if he, like you say, fight the right fight, if he box him, if he don't give him what he asking for, like stand in that pocket. Because one thing I think Spencer break your ass down. If you stay in there 12, he gonna break you down. So yeah, it's not gonna be pretty.
That's how I see the fight going. I see Terrence coming out there trying to step to him, and then I see Spence catching him, and Terrence say, "Let me get on this Huffy."
Yeah,
And then from there on out, I think it could be a pretty easy fight for Terrence. Once he gets rocked and know like I can't stay in the pocket with him.
Yeah,
on that Huffy. I think it's gonna be an easy fight for him then.
Yeah, if he get on that, he got to get on that because
he got to get on that bike.
Yeah, because he stay in the pocket. That's gonna be a done deal, man.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Hell yeah, man. One thing for certain we knew back in the days, man. I damn sure ain't gonna slug a slugger, and I damn sure ain't gonna try to box a boxer. You gotta
telling
fight
you,
the opposite. It's a chess match. You can't go in there trying to duplicate your fight, the person you fighting. You know what I'm saying? He said, the homie, whoever Xavier
y'all gonna
Cole
stop
said,
it.
y'all gonna stop disrespecting.
Y'all gonna stop this. Hey man, I'm with EJ, bro.
EJ,
I'm with
come
EJ.
on,
You know,
Yeah, we with him, man. We with him, but
I'm with EJ.
skills pay the bills, in my opinion, on this one, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So, man, the Olympics, man. I'm gonna get back on that one more time, man. Clarence Vincent, my homie, man. I remember y'all two being, you know what I'm saying, real tight, man. And you know what? I'm gonna go back to this. I remember when I was making music. Every time I saw you in the Nationals, man, you would recall, you'd be like, man, hey Rod, you got a CD for me, a tape for me, man. You know, because I used to let him hear my stuff back then, right? He's like, you got to take a CD for me, man. I'm still doing it, man. Still to this day, man.
Yeah, man. You have to send me stuff, man.
I'm gonna send you some stuff. Hey,
Yeah,
I owe you some 30 years, man. Every time I saw Ricardo, man, Rod, you got some music for me, man? Every time, man.
Yeah. I asked you about the music, and I asked Coach Gary about some shoes. We get some shoes from DC.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
that's a fact, man. But it was some good times with the Cincinnati crew, man. Man, let me give a shout out to Dante Craig too, man. He represented Cincinnati to the heart, man. I'm trying to tell you, we in there debating like crazy. Man, I'm from the Natty, you know. I'm from the Natty. That's how Dante used to be. He wasn't playing about Cincinnati, Joe, for real.
Yeah.
Man, but it was an honor, brother, to have you on here, man. I truly appreciate you, man, taking the time out, man.
Hey, you know, anything I can do, man. You know, I'm up down with it, man.
Yes, indeed, man. Like I tell people all the time, man. People don't understand, man. Boxing is a fraternity, man. We brothers for life, man. That shit, that's what it is for life. It's never going to change, man. So anybody that's new on here, man, please hit the like and subscribe button, man, because we bring the best of the best on here, man, and we would love for y'all to get it, you know what I'm saying, to listen to this and hear all these great legends tell their story, man, and share their story, man, because we going all over the city, man, with our homies, man, and they're gonna get to share their story to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we had no other than Ricardo Williams Jr., Cincinnati legend. Matter of fact, USA, the world legend. Ladies and gentlemen. Worldwide legend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, man. Thank you guys, man.
Anytime, brother.
Man. Thank you, bro.
Peace and blessings, brother.
No doubt. My love.
Peace.
Peace.